yeah, we're now at the point now where pretty much everyone, well, serve's really not a factor at this moment. Who knows? It may return, it may not. I mean, we just have to kind of wait and see. But
Yeah.
sticking with that, and during COVID, have you seen an impact on the banks as far as have they become more strict, or have they become more strict during this time?
Yeah, great question. And the same thing, I'd say they're just doing like there's always checks and balances, but I'd say they're being a little bit more stringent in their scrutiny with this type of stuff. So I've had a file that maybe happened during, I don't know, March to May, during that COVID time. I already had everything ready for the bank. I had pay stubs, I had letter of employments,
Hmm.
and this maybe it was a refinance that takes normally like, I don't know, something that takes a couple weeks. After the second or third week, they ask for these things again, right before close. So that we had the pay stubs, we had letter of employment, and then right before we had to close, they said, "Hey, we need to see these again." And that was them checking to see if you'd been fired. A lot of companies are, kind of getting rid of people, having to because of the circumstances, and the banks are wary of that. So they kind of want to
Hmm.
know you were working when we
Without
started this
actually saying
application.
it, that's their way of checking.
Exactly. We want to make sure you guys are still working because we
Right,
qualified you then, but what about now? And
right.
it really has been that fluent, right? People have been here today, gone tomorrow, depending on what job it is. And it is really a stressful time. So, yeah.
Hmm. Okay, again, I want to say thanks to everyone who's been tuning in. I'm liking all this interaction right here in the
Honestly,
comment
I can't even
section.
keep up. I try to answer your question and read at the same time. I've
I
never had
know.
this many. This is
Well, I guess
crazy.
it's my job to ask the questions that are popping in, but some are saying that they're here to see you. Someone said that, and someone said that you were slower than them.
Slow.
I don't know who said that, but that was earlier.
Guys, I'm gonna do a video tomorrow for everyone who said I was slower than them today. We just do real estate.
He's like, I still got it on the field. Don't get it twisted. Okay, this is a great question. What are your thoughts on housing prices? Do you think that they will continue to rise, or do you foresee a decline in the market?
Okay, so more of a realtor question, but I am well versed just because I'm constantly doing these type of talks with realtors, and I would split this up into condos and houses, right? Because right now we're definitely seeing a dip in the condo market, especially I would say in the downtown core.
Mm.
And the reason
Yes, can we
being,
talk about that? Because I feel like
yeah,
right now during COVID, houses specifically are definitely like, hey, if you can get your hand on a house, that's great. But right now, condos seem to be struggling. Correct me if I'm wrong.
no, you're completely right. Um, for the most part, in the last, I don't know, 5 to 7 years, there hasn't really been depreciation in the condo market in the downtown GTA core.
Hmm.
This is the first time in years where we're actually seeing not appreciation since last year. So we're seeing
Right.
condos depreciate. That's not the case for houses, right? And I think it has to do with what's going on in the world, the global pandemic. A lot of people that were living downtown because they wanted access to all these things, they wanted to be able to go out, the nightlife, that doesn't exist anymore. So it's why am I paying so much for these condos
Yeah.
when I could be in a house, get a little bit more space.
Yeah. So many people
So
are
there
working from
is
home.
working from home, right? So
Yeah.
there has been an exodus of people that thought they wanted to live downtown, but because of the pandemic are like, let's move out to Pickering or Markham or Ajax,
Yeah.
just so they can get more space. So the condo market and the rental market has been really affected. Also, a lot of Airbnbs have been shut down. That's because, and me myself, I had an Airbnb for a while as well. When they shut the borders, it really affected the Airbnb traffic.
Right.
So a lot of people weren't traveling. When we don't
Right.
have people traveling, your Airbnb is not booked. It makes more sense to put a renter in. So when COVID first happened, I remember looking downtown in like kind of right across from ACC, which is a very popular, really good area to live. And there was like 200, 300 condo listings just popped out of nowhere. And you could tell based on where they were probably Airbnbs that all of a sudden were shut down. And now it's like, let's put renters in, right? So that kind of brought the rental market down a little bit, but also to purchase went down. I looked at the stats this week and they said right now, downtown core, between the budget of 5 to 700,000, there's 12 to 1,300 available condos right now.
Say that
So
again.
there's 12 to 1,300 condos for sale in the downtown core right now.
And I'm guessing that's like unheard of.
Unheard of right now.
Mm.
And it is kind of an opportunity because, I mean, you tell me, what do you think? Do you think that we're going to be like this forever? Like not forever like this, but I mean, do you think people are kind of over living in downtown city, or do you think eventually it's going to get back to
No,
normal?
it's bound to shake back.
Exactly. right? So there's a lot of talk of the vaccine, what that will bring, when the borders open, what that will bring, and when there is some normalcy. So that does present kind of an opportunity. If you were looking for a condo prior to this, now you're going to get your best chance to get a deal. That being said, it is very competitive to get a house. And like even me personally, my sister right now is looking for a place in Pickering. So I'm very familiar with the Pickering market. She's put an offer in on maybe 3, 4 places, and there's like 20 to 30 bids
Wow.
on